Vroom, vroom. You know what this calls for?
We sure do, Larry.
You know what this calls for?
We sure do, Larry.
He's Larry the lawnmower, girls and boys. Rev your engine and make some noise. He's working hard, he's super fast. He's Larry the lawnmower. 1, 2, 3, supercharge me! This is the story of Rosie and the cheeky bunnies. It was another beautiful day in Greenwood Gardens. Larry the lawnmower was busy mowing the lawns, while his friends Rosie the rake, Flash the spade, and Wheelie the wheelbarrow worked in the vegetable patch. We love the mowing.
We love the digging.
We love the hosing.
Weeding. Tipping.
We love the wheeling.
We love the raking.
We love the splashing.
Edging. Cleaning. And what we really love, what we really, really love, is working in the garden. Yeah!
As he waited to be unloaded, Wheelie saw something hop out of the lettuce. Look, it's Blossom Bunny. Rosie and Flash were very surprised. Blossom was one of old Mr. Brown's pet bunnies. She lived in the bunny hutch with the other bunnies, and they weren't allowed to be in the vegetable patch. Then Flash saw something munching around the lettuce. Uh-oh! Look! Over near the carrots! It's Blinky Bunny! And there's Benny Bunny too, said Rosie, looking the other way. Then Rosie noticed something else that was unusual. There was a hole in the ground right next to the vegetable patch. Now that's odd. Flash and Wheelie agreed, but they didn't have time to look into that now. Come on, we've got to tell Larry that the bunnies have escaped. And away they went. When Larry heard that the pet bunnies were loose, he went straight away with the others to check the bunny hutch. There they found Tangles the hose, staring into an empty hutch and looking very upset. Larry, the bunnies have escaped. It's all right, Tangles. They're in the vegetable patch, but they can't stay there. We have to find out how they escaped, said Larry. They all looked at the hutch and found a big hole. I think the bunnies dug their way out, said Flash, who knew a lot about digging. Larry knew that the bunnies liked to dig tunnels in the ground called burrows. So perhaps they did burrow their way out of the hutch, all the way to the vegetable patch. Tangles thought that sounded likely. Everyone knew how much bunnies love to eat vegetables. I don't want the bunnies to eat all the vegetables. What are we going to do, Larry? Well, we can't put the bunnies back in the hutch until old Mr. Brown fixes it tomorrow. Rosie wondered where the bunnies would sleep while their home was being fixed. I got an idea, said Flash, and she led the way to the chicken coop. The bunnies will be safe and dry here, said Flash. But Rosie didn't think the bunnies would like being cooped up with the noisy, bossy chickens. And Tangles wasn't so sure the chickens would like sharing their house with the hungry bunnies. Larry agreed. They would have to find somewhere else. I've got an idea. Follow me, said Wheelie. And he took the others towards the bird bath. The bunnies would be safe here, said Wheelie. But Rosie was worried that the bunnies would have nowhere to run around and play, and the poor birds would have nowhere to take a bath. Maybe you're right. We don't want a bunch of dirty-smelling birds flying around. Larry agreed. They needed to find somewhere else for the bunnies to sleep. Then Tangles had an idea. Tangles led his friends to the duck pond. There was lots of room for the bunnies to play here. But it's full of water, and the bunnies will get us soaking, said Flash. Tangles knew Flash was right. They would have to find somewhere else. But where would the bunnies be safe for the night? It has to be someplace that has plenty of room. And it has to be closed in so the bunnies can't get out. And it has to be a place that's nice and dry. Larry and his friends just had to come up with a plan.
Come on everybody, let's be friends today.
Friends make you happy in a very special way.
So let's clap our hands and stomp our noisy feet.
And join all our friends in this happy, happy beat. When a friend feels sad and needs a helping hand,
You should listen closely to my clever, clever plan.
sing this cheery little song and chase their blues away. Soon they'll be laughing on a sunny day.
After a while, Larry had an idea. I've got it! The bunnies can stay in the shed for the night. But where will we sleep? Said Tangles, who was a little worried. We'll sleep in the shed too. Oh! Tangles wasn't sure he wanted to share his shed with a bunch of bunnies. But Wheelie thought it would be fun to have the bunnies sleep over. If you help me bring some straw to the shed, Wheelie, I'll make them up a bed, said Flash. Tangles didn't know how they were going to get the bunnies into the shed. Bunnies were very hard to catch. Maybe we don't have to catch them, said Rosie, who had a very good idea. A little while later, Flash had made up a lovely straw bed in the shed for their long-eared guests. Tangles warned Flash not to expect the bunnies to show up. It's no easy job catching bunnies. Flash gasped. Rosie, I think you better give up trying to catch the bunnies. You're starting to look like one. Rosie laughed. Do you like the ears? I found them in the dress-up box. What for, Rosie? I'm going to round up those bunnies by pretending to be a bunny. And that's just what she did.
Rosie's her name and she's really cool. With her pretty pink smile, she's a clever garden tool. Raking the leaves is what she loves. Solving puzzles and riddles is what she does. And you know she has an answer when she giggles with glee. With her big pink grin, she's as cute as can be. Rosie's our friend and part of our team. Her raking in the garden keeps it tidy and clean.
Rosie arrived back at the shed feeling a little tired after all that hopping. I could have told you it wouldn't work, said Tangles. It's very, very hard to catch bunnies. With a big grin on her face, Rosie agreed. It was hard to catch bunnies. Then she moved aside, and in behind her came Blossom, Blinky, and Benny the bunnies. They had followed Rosie all the way from the vegetable patch into the shed. Great job, Rosie. Now the bunnies will be safe and sound. And so will the vegetables. That night in Greenwood Gardens, the bunnies slept happily in the shed with Larry and his friends, where they were comfortable, dry, and safe.
Vroom, vroom. Larry the lawnmower would like to say to all his friends who come out to play, it's time to go and this we know, we'll see you another day. 1, 2, 3, supercharged me!